Here's the circuit I built. Going through this mess, I have a 5-volt regulator on this side, 3-volt regulator on this side, so 3-volt in this rail, 5-volt in this rail. And then I have the 9 volts, which is feeding into the regulators, and then split up. This red wire is feeding 9 volts into the relay at pin 1 and 16. Then I have a diode. This yellow wire is connected to pin 1. Goes over to the opto-isolator system here. Pin 13 is the power that's going to be fed in, so 5 volts fed in. It's normally closed to 11, which is connected to an LED and this 470 resistor. And then when the relay is turned on, then the flip switches to pin 9. Pin 9 will then turn on the buzzer, and that will be our alarm. Opto isolator will act as a switch to connect the relay to ground or disconnect it from ground. It will be connected to ground once this side is activating it. To activate it, we have this purple wire, which will be the alarm wire, fed into pin 1, pin 2, connected to 470 resistor to ground. Then looking at our ultrasonic sensor, so we have red is power, white is the trigger, yellow is echo, gray is ground. Looking back, so red power, we are going to be feeding it 5 volts, hooked up across, going into this rail. White is the trigger, which will be connected to this gray wire, connected to the microcontroller, and we have the pin that's configured to is the alarm, or is the trigger pin. Yellow is our echo, so that's what we'll be measuring. So it is 5 volts coming out from yellow, so we use this voltage divider to make it 2.5 volts instead. So black wire is connected in between, so we get 2.5 volts, then goes to the microcontroller in order not to damage it, since it only can take up to 3.3 volts. And then we have this gray that's connected to the ultrasonic sensor, which is connected to ground. And then here are the pins. The purple, which is the timer, or it's not the timer. The purple is the alarm. The black is the timer, which is going to be measuring the time between the pulses from the ultrasonic sensor. Gray is the trigger, so it actually makes it triggered. Here's the website updating. Value distance is roughly 400 millimeters. This is how I'm holding the ultrasonic sensor. I just need to push down on the relay to keep it secure. Still updating. My phone was closed, so it was messing up the readings. Changing the value of the alarm to be roughly 200. So about 200. Then if I'm going to break the barrier, alarm goes off. Pressing this blue button turns it off, but I'm still covering the sensor. There you go. I left this part of the code in just so I can see and make sure that the Wi-Fi chip is connecting to the internet properly, to my hotspot properly. can see 200 is that alarm distance, and it's also outputting the distance that it is measuring.